All right, this is part one of a lesson on rational expressions, equations, inequalities. We have a test that we're practicing for, so this is going to be a good review. So looking at problem number one, what could make a rational expression undefined? Well, of course, that would be having 0 in the denominator. Okay, so more specifically, looking at number two, what value of x gives a denominator equal to 0 for this expression? Well, x cannot be, what's basically the excluded value for number two? X cannot equal 3. All right, if x were equal to 3, we'd have 3 minus 3. That would make 0. And that would make the expression undefined. All right, let me zoom in for the next one. It says simplify. Identify any x values for which the expression is undefined. Okay, so as far as simplifying, I know the x in the numerator is going to cancel out one of the x's in the denominator. You don't need to show the step that I'm about to show right now, but in your mind, this is what you should be picturing. I have 5x over x. So the x in the top is going to cancel out with one of the x's in the bottom, and that's going to leave me with 5 over x squared. All right, so that is the simplified version. And what's the restriction? X cannot equal 0. For number 4, we should factor out the GCF in the numerator and the denominator. So if I do that, this is going to become 4 times x plus 3 over 6 times x plus 3. So obviously these x plus 3's are going to cancel out. And even 4 over 6 can be reduced, right? What is 4 over 6 reduced down to? 2/3. So that is the simplified expression. But we still have even though it cancels out, the excluded value still applies. So x cannot equal -3. Okay, because of the x plus 3 factor. So that's the answer to number 4. All right, I like to, when I'm multiplying on these, I like to just collect everything all into one big fraction first and then deal with it. So, 2 times 15, that's 30. And then see, x to the 3rd power, x squared, that's x to the 5th power. Y to the 6th, y squared, that's y to the 8th power. 5 times 10, that's 50. And then x squared, x to the 4th power, that's x to the 6th power. Y to the 3rd times y, that's y to the 4th power. Now I'm going to simplify everything I can. All right, so looking at the 30 and the 50, obviously how does that reduce down? Right, it's 30 and they're both divisible by 10. So if I divide by 10, that's going to make 3 over 5. Now what about the x's? How many x's will be left after I cancel out x's? 1. Numerator or denominator? Yeah, there'll be 1 x left in the denominator. These 5 will cancel out 5 of these. Talk to me about the y's. 4 y's where? On the numerator in the top. So I'll have y to the 4th power in the top. All right, so that is the simplified expression. All right, so on number 6, let's factor everything first. Okay, so GCF. So this part right here is going to be 2 times x plus 7. Okay, this denominator here, that's x plus 5, x minus 5, difference of 2 squares. And that's times, and we'll have 8 times x plus 5, GCF, and 6 times x plus 7. So I'm looking for factors that I can cancel out in the numerator and the denominator. I see x plus 7 up high, and I see x plus 7 down low. So I can cancel those out. I see an x plus 5 up high and an x plus 5 down low, so I can cancel those out too. Okay, I think I'll do the other part separately. So far, in the numerator, I've got 16, all right, which I will reduce a little bit more. And in the denominator, I've got the 6 and the x minus 5. Okay, but what can I do with the 16 and the 6 here? What are they both divisible by?
2.
They're both divisible by 2, so you have to do that. You always got to reduce. I'm going to just say this answer, I'll take that question. So what will I have in the top now? So I have 8 over 3, and then I still have the x minus 5. So this is how I'm going to write the answer. Now if you went ahead and distributed the 3 and wrote 8 over 3x minus 15, that's great. That's great too. All right, number 7. Same thing. GCF. So looking at this numerator, the greatest common factor is 4x squared. So if I pull that out, that's going to leave behind x plus 3. The denominator, GCF is 2x squared. That's going to leave behind x minus 4. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. This one has a GCF, and it needs to be factored. Okay. I think I'll do the GCF up here and then factor it down here. So there's a GCF of 2, so I definitely want to pull that out. So that would leave behind x squared minus 5x minus 24. Does that factor? Probably. Okay, so now I'm factoring that right here. So x squared will be x times x. I'm betting we're going with the 3 times 8 version because I need the negative 5x middle. So positive 3, negative 8 would give me, inner plus outer equals middle. That will make a negative 5x middle. So this is the factorization. Now I'm looking for the things that will cancel. And I see that the x plus 3's cancel. I guess I could have done the ones that are in the same. The ones in the same fraction. It doesn't matter. But the x plus 3's cancel. And so that's the only thing that cancels in terms of these big parentheses. Yeah, okay, so one of my students just pointed out to me that I made a mistake right there. When I said 2 times 4 is 16, don't fire me, don't judge me. Yeah, that should be an 8. Clearly, 2 times 8 is 16, so thank you, Juan. And that provides another factor that will cancel out. So the x minus 8 will cancel out this other x minus 8. Also, these x squareds are going to cancel each other out. So they're gone as well. Okay, and while I'm at it, I might as well cancel out these 2's. Okay, this 2 over here and this 2 over there. It doesn't matter if you multiply them first, but they're just right there, just asking to be canceled out, so I just canceled them out. So, they were like, please cancel me out, and I was like, okay. So that's going to leave 4 times x plus 3. Oh, that's it. Everything in the denominator canceled out. So this is the simplified answer. If you wrote 4x plus 12, that's also great. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So I am recording, so no talking. We're going to factor and cancel everything we can. So looking at the numerator right here, there's a GCF happening here. So that's going to be 3, and that's going to leave x squared plus 5x minus 6. And we'll factor that more later. And right here, I see a GCF of 12x squared. Hold on, let me just complete this one little part. And that's going to leave behind 3x minus 1. And then this one right here. I hate this class. So we're going to have 3x squared. That's going to be 3x minus 1. And then this is going to be 9. And this is going to be x squared plus 4x minus, what is this, like 12? All right, now we have to go another step and factor the trinomials. So over here I'll have 3, and then binomial, so this will be x and x. I'm thinking minus 1 plus 6. Okay, totally. And then we'll be at 3x minus 1. And then over here we'll have our 3x squared and our 3x minus 1. Okay, and then we have our 9. X plus 6. X minus 2, thank you. All right, now it's time to look for things that we can cancel out. I'll do it with my highlighter. Okay. So we got those 3x minus 1s in the top and bottom. I like the way you sang it. That's what I always do. I like to sing. Sometimes you just have to sing. So we have x plus 6 and another x plus 6. That's nasty. So this is going to be, the x squared is going to cancel out. Okay. And I don't know. I'll save the rest for later. In my mind, you know, because I'm on that next level. With what? You're saying that this 3 will cancel out that 3? They're both in the numerator, brother. Canceling is dividing something by itself. You have to have it in the numerator and the denominator, not numerator. Well, what we will do shortly is, what's 3 times 3? 9, and that'll cancel out this 9. But I was afraid I was going to confuse someone, so I'm going to do it on the next step. No. Okay. So on the next step, we will have, okay, so I've got 3, and I've got x minus 1. Okay. Oh, actually, I have 3 times 3, so let's go ahead and make that a 9. And then it's over 18 and x minus 2. Oh, well, that was a 12, not a 2. Okay. Yeah, that's 108. It looked like a 2 for a second. Okay, so now we've got this. So let's reduce the 9 and the 108. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely divide both of these by 9. Ha! 108. So that's going to leave x minus 1 over 12 times x minus 2. Now, if you wanted to do the distributive property and put 12x minus 24, that's great. Nothing wrong with that.
So that's the answer.
This is the simplified expression. And so that's the answer. Okay, so that was number 8. Oh, wait, I went all the way over number 7 by mistake. All right, looking at number 9. Division. Division is the same as multiplication with just one extra step. Correct. We need to change it over to multiplication first. Okay? So if I do that, then I'm going to have, this part stays the same. So I have 4x to the third power.
Why can't you simplify?
And I have y squared. And I have 2x to the sixth power, y. And it's going to be times, okay? Now I'm going to do the reciprocal of this now. As I do the reciprocal, I'm going to go ahead and factor out any GCF that there is. So this xy plus 2y, I'm going to do that now, but now it's going to be in the denominator. So this is going to become y times x plus 2. Okay, this trinomial is now going to be in the numerator. So this is going to factor as x and x,
-5 plus 2.
-5 plus 2. Okay, so now we can start looking for things to cancel out.
2 is x plus 2.
The x plus 2's are definitely going to go. Okay, and then let's look at the variables now. Understand that, see these two y's right here?
They can't cancel.
You know that this is going to make what?
Y squared.
That's going to make y squared. Okay, so think of it as y squared. Because it's just so easy to just go ahead and cancel these out now. Okay, so those are also gone. Okay, and then what's going to happen with the x's?
They're gonna
Okay, I think we're almost ready for the final answer. So I'm going to switch to this color. So let's just go in order. So we have 4 divided by 2.
2 over 1.
So that's 2 over 1. So I'll just put a 2 for now. And the x's, how many x's will be left?
Cancels out.
3, right? These 3 x's will cancel out 3. So numerator or denominator. So I'm going to put my x to the 3rd power in the denominator. Now the y's are gone. And then we'll have our x minus 5 in the numerator. So that's the answer. Okay, now, I'm not asking you to do restricted values right now, but if I did, like on a test, if I asked you for like what values would make this undefined, please understand that division is the one where restricted values will come from the numerator and the denominator of the second term. Okay? So let's see, the restricted values would be, obviously x cannot equal 0, okay, because of that right there. But also, all right, x also cannot equal 5 because of that right there. Even though it's in the numerator right now, it doesn't matter. It used to be in the denominator.
Why are we doing this if it doesn't make
And also y cannot equal 0 either. Because of this y right there. Okay? So I didn't ask you to state the restrictions on this problem, but if I had, this is what they would have been. So number 10. The numerator here has a GCF in it. So we have the 3, and that's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 8 plus 2x minus 8. Thank you. Okay. I know, right? I'm slipping. I'll factor it on the next level. And this one, I'm going to change it to multiplication, and I'm going to do the reciprocal now. Okay, so that's why I'm going to have x up here, and here I have another GCF to deal with. So I have 3x is the common factor, and that's going to leave behind x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, so now I'm going to factor further. So I'll have 3, and then how does this factor down?
X. Wait. X.
4x plus
No.
x plus
4.
minus 2.
Okay. And then this one's going to be x minus 5, x plus 4. Rodney. This one's going to be x, x. Oh, does this look unfactored? No, yes, no, never mind. I didn't say anything. Okay, so now we factored everything. And now I'm going to look for things that I can cancel out. Okay,
Minus 2.
so I heard minus 2. So yeah, the x minus 2's cancel out.
Plus 4.
Okay, the x plus 4's cancel out.
3 and the x's. Or no?
Can you cancel out the 3
The
x's?
x.
Can you do the x's? And
The x's can cancel out.
Can you cancel out the 3's?
Cancel out those 3's.
Yay.
It's a lot of canceling. Okay, all that stuff canceled out. So what's left?
0 over x minus 5.
Isn't it 1?
Oh yeah, isn't this one that you guys like all got wrong one time
Yes.
on like a quiz or something like 2 quizzes ago?
Oh, and then flip it
So
to
it's 1 over x.
Yeah, this is one where like a lot of you guys had originally put like x minus 5, x minus 1, just like that, because those are the 2 things that are left. But what do you now know that you have to do? It has to be 1 over this. Okay? So this will be the answer. And, you know, I trust that you could state the restrictions if I asked you to. Number 11. So we got 4x to the 3rd power, y to the 12th power, over y to the 5th power, x squared. There's often so many ways we could do these things, and there's an argument to be for it to be done either way. So I just pick a way and stick with it. I try to do it the way that most kids will find the simplest, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all together. So like 4 times 3 there is 12. And in the denominator I see that 6 happening. Up here I have my,
x.
I'm going to try to go in alphabetical order. So I see m to the 3rd power, and then I have x to the 3rd power, and then y to the 13th power. And then down in the denominator I have m to the 3rd power, x to the 5th power, and y to the 12th power. Okay? Now that it's all together, it's pretty easy to see what the answer is going to be. Okay, what happens with the 12 and the 6?
Simplify to 6 and 2.
2 over 1. Okay, what happens to the m's? Yeah, the m's are just gone. What about the x's? X squared on the bottom. What about the y's? Y on the top. So this would be the answer to number 11. Okay? Now, once again, if I did ask you to state the excluded values, please understand that the excluded values would come from here, here, and here. They come from all 3 places for a division problem. And it'd be 0 for each of them. Exactly.
Why does it come from up slowly collapse?
All right, so number 12. One more time. It's really the same thing. I see some GCF happening here. So I see 4. I'm just going to do it right up here. I see 4, and that's x squared minus 3x minus, what's that right there? 18. Okay, and this one down here, I got the 8, and that'll be x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay, and then we'll factor further. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and factor and do the reciprocal as I go. So this is going to become 4, and this will be x minus 6, x plus 3. And here we have that 8, and it's going to be x and 5 and 1 and plus and minus. And I'm changing it to multiplication, and I'm going to do the reciprocal now. Okay? So I'm going to do the x squared plus 2x minus 15 now, but I'm going to put it here in the numerator now. Okay? I'm going to put it actually up there. Okay? So this is going to factor as, okay, x and x, 3 and 5, minus 3 plus 5. Okay? So now I'm doing the x squared minus 9x plus 18, but I'm putting that down here. Okay, so that's going to be, so 18, that's 3 and 6, plus and minus. All right, so now it's time to look for the things that are going to cancel out. All right. What?
X plus minus
Yeah.
X minus.
Minus 3 plus 6.
Wait.
That's not either one of those things. Minus, minus. Okay.
Oh, so the 3 can't cancel. Oh, wait. Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to look for the things to cancel. So x minus 6 and the x minus 6 are going to cancel out. X plus 5 and the x plus 5 is going to cancel out.
X minus 3.
X minus 3. X minus 3 and the x minus 3 are going to cancel out. Okay? And then we'll deal with the 4. All right? We're going to divide both of these by 4. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay? So that's going to become a 2. So in the final answer, I will have
X plus 3 over
x plus 3
2
over 2
X
x minus 1.
minus 1.
Okay?
Okay.
And if we wanted to state the restrictions, if I did ask you for the restrictions, notice that the restrictions are going to come from, the restrictions will come from here, here, and here. So the restrictions would be x cannot equal negative 5 because of this blue one. X cannot equal positive 1 because of that. All right, x cannot equal positive 3 because of that. Okay, I already did that. And x cannot equal positive 6 because of that. All right, all three positions give you excluded values.